High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
Out of the stretch. Sky towards left center field. The wind is carrying it. Is it gone? It is! Jackson Irons with a 2-run shot over the left center field fence. He'll plate Wharton, and it's 6-4. There's still an insurance run that is about to get driven in on this base hit. Flores delivers the insurance run. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions, Energetic Media Solutions.
As you see the coaches, the umpires walk into home plate. That means we're 10 minutes away from baseball. We got to see the Bowie High School principal throw out a beautiful first pitch, or as the PA guy here called it, a meatball. This is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball tonight, where they take on the Haltom Buffalos here at Bowie High School in the south side of Arlington. Jot Holly, Tim Costello on the call for you tonight. And Tim, we're in for some good baseball.
I hope so. You know, you and I have actually seen this Haltom team at their best, where we saw them take down the Arlington Colts in what was a very windy night. Probably helped Haltom that night. And as a broadcast, now the Zap Network has, seen them kind of at their worst this week, where no offense, so to speak of, whatsoever. Pitching obviously wasn't there when you give up 15 runs. And, you're hoping to bounce back in some way to put some positive momentum. This team started off hot, but now here we are in the middle of district play, and all of a sudden they've come back to earth a little bit. And the cream is separating themselves to the top here at this point of the season.
And to go back to what Tim mentioned, Tuesday night, Zach was able to cover Bowie versus Haltom at Haltom High School. I know you had a few technical difficulties during the game, but it's not like you missed much, folks. The Volunteers beat the Buffalos 15-0. They ruled the Buffalos out of Haltom to bring this game here and put Bowie right now in second place behind Arlington High, who is tied with Lamar across town. Arlington plays Lamar across town at Lamar High School. Zach and Pops are going to be on the call there. Here, we're going to be able to watch to see if the Volunteers can make it 2 in a row against the Buffalos. Jackson Turner is going to be one of the players we're going to look out for. He went 2 for 2 on Tuesday with a triple, and he reached on an E6.
Yeah. So I mean, when you look through these numbers, Turner actually 2 for 3, 2 for 3 when he reached that error. But Uribe, it was 14 total hits, 3 homers, a triple, and that's again 5-inning game, right? We didn't even play the full 7. You're getting 14 hits. You're putting runners around the back. That's merry-go-round time, Jot. That's just where everybody just keeps on moving. Henderson was definitely the star of the show on Tuesday night. He's the guy on the mound tonight. Gotta hope, at least for these Volunteer fans, good times keep rolling, right?
Yeah, you want to hope for the good times keep rolling. Isaiah Henderson, his first chance to pitch after his injury last week versus Arlington High School here at Bowie, in a game that Bowie did lose last Tuesday. And hopefully he's had a chance to recover. And fans, we want to let you know, we had a chance to recover. If you have a chance to recover, you have any problems at all, you need any type of insurance, Chapman Cornelius Insurance Inc. is our pre-game show sponsors, and we can tell you all about them. They're a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. As you see, the Haltom Buffalos getting introduced by our PA man, Yadi Pagan, here to our left. As Tim said, we got a chance to watch them versus Arlington a few weeks ago in what was known as the Dust Bowl, the Wind Bowl, the day the West moved east, whatever you want to call it. It didn't work out for the Colts that day, but it didn't work out for the Buffalos on Tuesday.
Yeah, let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with Haltom as they're introduced here. Mitchlitz on the mound gets the start. Tyler Mitchlitz, number 35. The pitcher, Andrew, leadoff hitter. Orlando Reyes bats second, plays shortstop. Enrique Mesa, your catcher, hitting third. Damian Bates, the center fielder, hits fourth. Ethan Salinas, the third baseman, bats fifth. Gavin Orozco, the left fielder, bats sixth. Landon Nelson is the designated hitter, hitting seventh. Daniel Castro, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Jose Arriaga, the first baseman, hits ninth. Matthew Turner will be playing right field, but not batting tonight. For your Bowie Volunteers, leading off in center field, Jackson Turner. Hitting second, playing third base, Christian Uribe. Hitting third and on the mound, Isaiah Henderson. Hitting cleanup, the first baseman, Roman Ortega. The designated hitter tonight will be Brody Ferguson. Jason Wheeler hits sixth and plays right field. Roberto De Leon hits seventh behind the plate. Playing shortstop and hitting eighth is Andrew Vega. And batting ninth in left field is Alex Rojas. Josue Martinez is playing second base tonight, and he will not be hitting.
We're looking for a good night tonight out of the Volunteers. Last week, they were swept by Arlington in 2 games. The last time they were here, they lost to their Arlington Colts on this field 7-0 before dropping a game Friday 3-1 that we were there to cover at Grand Prairie. Tuesday, they came off a 15-0 win across town. Zach's going to be covering the Colts as they take on the Vikings. And here, we're going to be watching the Volunteers. As you see the Volunteer players run out on the field. It's Teacher Appreciation Night here at Bowie High School with slightly under a month left to go for some of us in school. I believe high school maybe goes a little bit longer for college. I got a little bit less than a month away. On a beautiful night here at Bowie High School. If you look straight away center field, 375. The flags aren't moving. It's going to be a calm night. It's pretty warm in here in the booth with us. Me and Tim, I'm sweating a little bit, but Tim's behind the glass, so he might be a little bit hotter than me.
I feel pretty good. I'm just enjoying watching the Volunteers take the field here. They're getting a chance to bring some of their favorite teachers out with them. Always nice to see the kids be able to show a little appreciation to those educators who have helped them get here.
And while those kids and those teachers being appreciated run out into the field, we're going to take a second to appreciate some of our sponsors that make everything possible, especially our pregame sponsor, Chapman Cornelius. We're going to step aside real quick as they get ready for the national anthem. On the other side of this will be Bowie High School Baseball, presented to you by John Wade Roofing and the Zach Arnold Productions Network. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Thank you. And thank you, teachers, for all
And
you
we're
do for our
back
students
after the
and
national
community.
anthem. You see both teams separate to the dugout. Both teams wearing black tops. Haltom's gonna be wearing white bottoms. The Volunteers gonna be wearing black bottoms. So the good thing this isn't a video game where it makes it hard to see. It's live action. We'll be able to watch both teams wearing black tonight as they compete Friday night baseball.
Gotta be honest, still don't love it as the broadcaster at the booth. Would have thought maybe someone would have worn the road grays tonight, but hey, what are you gonna do? Black on black versus black on white. Both teams with orange accents. Let's let's play ball.
I guess the thought process was like Men in Black, the good guys dressed in black. So both teams filled with the good guys today. And for those listening to us, the Volunteers are the good guys as they get ready to take on the Haltom Buffalos. We're just a few minutes away from the opening pitch. Tim, is there anything that you're expecting tonight out of the Buffaloes and out of the Volunteers?
You know, I don't know how much you remember from our first time seeing them, but you know the lineup was really top heavy. Mitch Litz did a lot of the heavy lifting the first time around. I feel like this team's going to go as he goes. He was a guy who pitched towards contact. I feel like the velo wasn't terribly high. He was mid to low 80s. I feel like is where he sat. So he's a guy that's going to let you put the ball in play. The question is will we take advantage of that? Put some pressure on this Buffalo's defense. They are mistake prone. So we'll see. You know, this is a big opportunity. You're trying to separate yourself in district, and Arlington lost to this team, right? So this is a great way to gain some ground back on a team that's not playing well right now, but was earlier in the year when they beat the team that you're neck and neck with.
As we look at the district standings, as Tim mentioned, Arlington at one point in time was lost to Haltom earlier this season. Arlington started off to a slow start in district play. Bowie's been hot. Bowie right now, they're sitting, I believe, right behind Lamar and Arlington, who are tied for first at 6-2. First place across town at Lamar High School. Zach and Pops got that cover for you. Bowie now is sitting here at 6-3 in district. Haltom's 5-3. And South Grand Prairie, you can't forget about them. They're playing Martin High School at a game that started earlier today at 5 o'clock because of the light situation at Martin. So these are five teams vying for 4 spots.
First pitch of the game from Henderson, check swing, foul ball, and we are underway. First pitch officially at 7:01. Game time temperature a beautiful 78 degrees.
Isaiah Henderson, this is his first game on the mound since last Tuesday's knee injury where he hyperextended his knee on the first base bag running out of infield single.
Breaking ball catches the inside corner for a strike, and very quickly 0-2. This one popped up, foul, and out of play. Mitch Litz will fight to stay alive. And again, this is the guy who drives this Haltom offense. I'm personally surprised he hits leadoff with some of the other hitters they have in this lineup behind him. But we're going to set the tone here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That hits him in the helmet. Breaking ball just came out of the hand wrong.
Yeah, and for Henderson, who hadn't had much playing time, he's been DH in the last few games. So this is his first chance to be able to put pressure on that right leg. He hasn't thrown. It'll be interesting to see how he performs. He was Friday's scheduled pitcher before the knee injury, so that extra few days off, we'll see if that affects his accuracy. Good placement.
Field at double play death as Reyes steps up. Right-handed hitter takes the first pitch he sees just a bit outside for ball 1. Velo seems to be okay for Henderson. On par with what we normally see from the righty. Checks the runner and delivers. This one popped up, foul. Looks to be out of play and is. That one about 5 feet behind the fence for a strike.
There's a few parents in the way right behind the netting there. They had a good view of that. They jumped right the way at the right time.
1 ball and 1 strike at the top of the first inning. Scoreless ball game from Arlington, Texas, at the ballpark at Bowie. Volunteers defense is at double play depth up the middle. Third baseman plays at the cut of the grass. There's the 1-1. Showing bunt takes a strike on the outside corner. Falls behind 1-2. Playing fairly shallow on this warm April eve. On first base, Mitchglitch dives back in safely. Anderson brings his 1-2 offering, swing and a miss. This goes down.
Great job on a 1-2 pitch there to make him start swinging for something that he wasn't even able to reach. Get a good early first strikeout for Henderson.
Absolutely buried that curveball in the dirt. When you're that far ahead in the count, see if you can get him to chase. Don't risk letting some kind of pitch be tipped into right field or something like that. Quick throw over to first. Mitchglitch dives back in safely again. That brings up Mesa, the catcher. Tall, skinny right-handed hitter. Takes a look at a breaking ball low and away. Mitchglitch takes a healthy lead at first base. Inside corner gets the call, 1-1. Looking fastball. Looks to me the inner part of the plate against right-handers is be favored a little bit more. That pitch did look a tad in, but got the call either way.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if the Haltom's able to get anything to push to the opposite side of the field with everything getting buried inside on them.
Throw over, not in time as Mitchglitch dives back in. And if I'm a starting pitcher, you want to give me an extra 2 inches on the inner part? Okay, thank you. I'll live in his kitchen all day. There's another. That's the same pitch that was just called a strike. This time doesn't get the call. Maybe a touch more inside, but it's exactly what I was thinking Henderson should do. If you're going to get that call, just live on the inner third. This one in on the hands again, fouled back. Chad, were you a guy who liked to pitch inside?
No, I hate it. I don't want to be pitched inside. You can't get around on it. You're a big guy. You play first base. You can't get around to anything inside unless it's a breaking ball that you can get underneath. Even then, most likely you're gonna knock it foul. So I want to get something I can stretch out and get my extra back legs into. But everybody has a different stance, different way of different approach at the plate.
I have those quick hands, my man. I like pitching guys inside. Someone crowds the plate. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Oh, I don't know where that one missed. That one was 3 pitches that hit the same spot. One was a strike, 2 was a ball. The strike was called first.
Now, if you're Henderson with a 3-2 count, you got to get rid of him here.
Strike 3, hit the same spot again, and this time gets the call.
Good pitch there on the 3-2. He's hitting that same inside spot, inside corner. That time, got him in a great spot. Couldn't get around on it. Batter is already hitting the first base. He got 2 quick Ks.
I'm with Mesa on that one because he saw the same pitch at the same location 4 times, and one plant strike, ball, strike. He's got to go back to the dugout wondering, what is the strike zone at this point? Quick throw over to first as Mitchglitch dives back in safely. This one hit pretty well, but playable in the air to right field. Settling under it and putting it away for out number 3 is Jason Wheeler. After a leadoff hit by pitch, the Bowie defense puts it away for the final out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the first inning on the Zap Network. We'll be right back after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 and Great Southwest.
Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
And we're back here at Bowie High School, going into the bottom of the first. During the middle of the first, the smell of food and the thought of pizza.
There's no pizza.
Overwhelmed our noses here at Bowie High School with the concession stands underneath us, and the Volunteers are getting ready to take their first crack at bat against Tyler Miklich.
My nose led me astray. I caught a waft and I thought it was cheese pizza. I think it's just chili. I don't know how that happened. Got excited for a moment. It's a Lenten Friday for me, so a lot of the concession stand offerings are unfortunately out of play. And every time we've been here at Bowie, they come up and, hey, we've got hamburgers left over. Would you like one? And every time I want to say yes because they smell so darn good. But every time I've had to say no.
If you're near the ballpark tonight, if you're ready to go to the first, on the bottom of the first, make sure you stop by the concession stands, get a burger, get chili dogs. Make sure you walk the smell up to the upper deck and say, Tim Costello, this is for you.
Yeah, come stand right in front of the fence behind home plate and eat your hot dog. I think you should really exaggerate how good it is. Oh, it's delicious.
All right, as we get ready for Jackson Turner for his first at bat, Tim's going to go over the Bowie Volunteer lineup here that we're going to see the 1-2-3 man for these Volunteers.
It's going to start Turner, Uribe, Henderson, followed by Ortega, Ferguson, Wheeler. Finally, De Leon, Vega, and Rojas. It'll be Jackson Turner, the center fielder, leading things off. Turner's had a nice season so far. Had a good game Tuesday night on base all 5 times. A couple base knocks, including a triple. Worked a couple walks and forced an error by showcasing that speed that you've talked about. Put a little pressure on the shortstop. First pitch from Miklich misses high and inside. Again, tough loss early in the week. You've got to expect maybe Miklich to come out, I think, throwing a little bit harder than he normally does, just knowing the type of competitor he is. This one popped up fouling out of play.
Yeah, the type of pitcher that Miklich is, like you said, he pitches a lot to contact. That's one thing that the Volunteers this year has kind of struggled at. They don't hit breaking balls very well, but Miklich has a good one. They get around on one and get something in play like that there from Turner. That's going to...
Oh, this one dropped on the line drive to center field. Turner puts on the Jets. He's into second base on the 2-base error. And as we said, Miklich pitches to contact, but the defense has to make plays behind you if that's how you're going to play.
And you can't do that here against the Volunteers. They got too many good players. As you saw, the speed of Jackson Turner there, he has multiple triples already on this season. Only thing Jackson Turner's missing out of this bat is a homer anywhere in any of these ballparks. I'm going to be waiting to see it as we see Christian Uribe, who is going to look to try to bring Turner in early in the first, on the bottom of the first inning.
Uribe was on base 3 times, worked a couple walks, had a single earlier this week. Breaking ball from Miklich is in there for a called strike.
As you see, the umpire behind home plate has a very, very quick strike call motion. Oh, he doesn't have the hesitation that you see other umpires do. He's quick to the point.
Miklich takes the runner at second base and brings in 0-1. This one chopped high over the head of Miklich. Second baseman can't make the play, and it's into the outfield. Coming home to score is Turner. And back-to-back errors to start this ball game have showcased what the problem here is lately for the Buffalos. You know, John, when you and I had that first game of the year where we had them versus Arlington, I made the comment to you that their in and out was sloppy, right? Their team, and then that night they played great defense, and I was shocked. But now here the wheels are starting to fall off defensively at this part of the season. Mitchell should be, 2 outs into this inning with nobody on base in a scoreless game, and instead nobody's out. Runner on first as Henderson strolls to the dish. Takes a look at a little backdoor two-seamer for a called strike.
Henderson strolls to the dish. Fans, don't forget the first run of the game. It's going to bring you a nice, tasty dish. We call it the Taco Tally, presented to you by Taqueria Taco Express. All first runs of the game are presented by Taqueria Taco Express. Visit any of their 4 locations. The 5th one's upcoming on Taco Tuesday for their $10 meal special.
Henderson earlier this week was 3 for 3 with a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, an infield single, and a walk.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire there with those 2 and 3-run homers.
He's taken 2 big hacks. He's down to the count 0-2. That one misses high and inside for a ball.
And Miklich is the type of pitcher that you want if you're Henderson up there at the plate. He pitches to contact. You want him to throw something that you can get around on. He had 2 homers on Tuesday. He wants to add to that.
I think he thought he was going to get a fastball early. Instead, got a couple good breaking pitches. This one fisted fouling out of play. Actually, might have a play. Can't make it.
That was a good effort though. He chased it down, wasn't able to get to it in time. Tried to trap it under his body and get the trap call like you see in the NFL, but it doesn't work that way in baseball.
We were informed before this game started, John, that PA guy here at Bowie High School has an organ guy. So if you hear some of their favorite hits from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, it's custom organ work out here. This one, jam shot, shallow left field, third base and the shortstop going out. Shortstop calls and puts it away for out number 1.
That was dangerous there.
That was Reyes taking care of that one.
That was dangerous from the third baseman because he lost it. He already had 2 errors in the bottom of the first for the first 2 batters. He almost had a third one there if Reyes didn't call the third baseman off to bring it in.
That was no man's land for a moment. Third base and short went out together, and it looked like they were going to converge. But a nice job by Reyes to take charge of the situation. Quick throw over to first, diving back in safely as Uribe. So now Mitchell will face Roman Ortega, the first baseman. Ortega had an RBI single in Tuesday's game. Also worked a couple of walks, reached on a fielder's choice. This pitch is in there for a called strike. Nice breaking pitch. And the thing about Mitchlich is he uses that breaking ball early in counts. It's not a put-away pitch for him as much as it's a get-over curveball. So then he can come at you with that fastball. This one hit hard on the ground towards short. The throw to second for 1, on to first in time for 2. The 5-4-3 twin killing gets Mitchlich out of the inning. But not before the back-to-back inning starting errors puts a run on the board. Volunteers on top, 1-0 in Arlington. We head to the top of the second on the ZAP Network, brought to you by John Wade Roofing.
Page's Pretty Roots is a Texas-based small business where you can discover handcrafted treasures designed to nurture your body and soul. From custom t-shirts that showcase your unique style to nourishing sugar scrubs and moisturizers made with love. Whether you're looking for a fun fashion statement or all-natural self-care, you'll find something special here. Shop now and experience the magic of handmade by scanning the QR code or searching Page's Pretty Roots on Etsy.com.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
To the top of the second we go. The Volunteers have an early 1-0 lead over the Buffalos here at Bowie High School on the south side of Arlington. Wedged somewhere between New York, Collins, and 360. Got Todd Holly and Tim Costello here. Going to bring you a good night of baseball. As Isaiah Henderson's back on the mound after doing quick work. 2 early strikeouts in the first inning to add to the strikeout tally.
Yeah, had a little trouble finding the breaking ball with Mitch Litch as he had one come out of his hand wrong and hit Mitch Litch in the helmet. The first pitch is a good-looking breaking ball to start Ferguson off, a designated hitter. But yeah, once he got the strikeout of Reyes swinging, and he went after Mez on the inside third. He looked mightily back as that ball had some zip on it, but missed his high and away.
Look at the extra few days of rest that he had thanks to that knee injury last week versus Arlington, and came to help him out. Yeah, swinging strike there for strike two. 0-2 count here. Ball swung on him. It's strike three. Third strikeout early for Henderson. One away. One away in the top of the second. Had a little bit of spillage up here in the booth. That's a tiny bit. Costello's in the process of taking care of that as we watch the next man walk up the bat. Kevin Orozco, the left fielder. Righty on righty matchup. Here's that first pitch inside. Ball one. 1-0 pitch. That ball swung on, hit foul. No, it's going to be foul. Henderson's calling everybody off. He's looking for it, and he's going to watch it all the way into his glove for an early out number two. Two away in the top of the second after that F1 to Isaiah Henderson.
That's what I love about high school baseball is your pitcher many times is the best athlete on the team and will take charge of those situations. But once you get to the major leagues and minor leagues as well, pitchers stay on the mound and let the players kind of take care of that.
We have a lot of good players on this team that we hope to see at the next level, college, minor league, somewhere along the way with these volunteers looking to try to do some damage and get the way into the playoffs. As the next batter, as you see, Landon Nelson looks at a called ball.
Good look at pitch. Another good fastball in the outside corner quickly. Henderson ahead 0-2, making quick work of the Buffalo offense this inning. Swing and a miss. Oh, the first one was called a ball. I thought that was a perfect breaking ball on the outside corner.
Henderson already 3 strikeouts in the game through the first 6 batters. Strikeout 4.
Here's a 1-2 chopped over the head of Henderson. Shortstop gloves, throws in time for out number 3. Nifty play made by the Volunteer defense. It was Andrew Vega taking care of business. We head to the bottom of the second inning in Arlington. Falls on top 1-0 on the Zap Network. Brought to you by John Wade Roofing.
Hey, Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
I was guessing which ball of Goya beans had the baseball.
Going to the bottom of the second inning here as we're playing guess the scoreboard game.
Yeah.
And ball one, despite Tim Costello winning strike, we got Pagan, the PA man here.
Yeah. Not only do you get custom organ music at the ballpark, but you get fun games on the scoreboard. And a little in between inning appetizer, if I may.
That little appetizer is brought to you by a little careless whisper, George Michael.
That's a bold move for a high schooler. Salinas takes a big cut, comes up empty. I'm sorry, that is Ferguson. As we mentioned on the top half of the inning, there was a spill when I added some Mio to my water. Swing and a miss from Ferguson. He's down 0-2.
And there's little spillage there on the home plate. Brody Ferguson's been in a little bit of a slump lately for the Volunteers at
Takes one sometimes, but not this one. That's 3 straight breaking balls, and Ferguson goes down.
Number 15, Mason.
The thing with Mikulich is you don't want to let him settle in, right? If you got to him early, and then you let him get out of that inning with the double play. If you can keep him on his heels, the bullpen behind him is questionable. First pitch, a breaking ball gets the call. You don't speak of questionable, as Jason Wheeler, the right fielder, steps up to the dish.
Yeah, you see a lot with Mikulich here. He pitches the contact as you've been saying, but one thing that we haven't seen is that ball is hit there. That's
a
over
base
the
knock.
head of the shortstop. Good piece of first strike swing.
Job by Wheeler. Looked like he got jammed a little bit, but found a way to muscle it into shallow left center for a 1-out single.
That could be the first base hit the Volunteers have gotten tonight, as the other batters have reached base on error.
So it's crazy when you're already up 1-0 and you get your first base hit of the game. That's going to bring up Roberto De Leon, the catcher tonight. Arlington ISD is blessed with just a dearth of really good catchers, John.
Those two catchers that you want to look primarily at are Roberto De Leon, the senior, and Jeremiah Taylor across town at Arlington High School. Two catchers that should be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Taylor, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year in the district. De Leon is looking to take that crown here, though, this season.
First pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike as Mitchlich brings the 0-1. Another. Well, Charlie snaps off quickly, and coming up empty is De Leon as it's 0-2. The Acker looks good here so far for Mitchlich.
He's throwing a lot of things that the Bowie Volunteers are looking to swing at. They're swinging at much. That ball swung foul out into the bullpen here behind first base dugout. When you pitch the contact like that, the batters find a way to get a hold of what they want.
I think the scouting report is definitely out on him, right? Like, you want to attack. He's going to throw you hittable pitches. This might be the most aggressive we've seen Bowie so far this season. Just come out looking to do damage. There's an 0-2. This one hit fairly well into left center field back and putting it away for the second out of the inning for Haltom is Bates.
The shortstop, number 6, Andrew Vega.
That was a good piece of contact by De Leon. He put good pop and put good drive behind that ball. Just couldn't get anywhere out and find the gap. He had the runner going from first, but runner had to make it back in time so he wouldn't get tagged up on the double play. But when you have a good bat like that in De Leon to get good pop, you see the ball coming, means you have good vision of what you're looking for.
So now Vega steps up with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Pitch looked a bit low, but Mikulich gets the call for strike 1. The breaking ball early in counts has really been a big tool for him through the first 5 outs of this ball game. Quick throw to first, diving back in safely though is is Wheeler. This one thrown away. Wheeler will head towards second base, and he will keep heading to third. Going to be a play at third. The throw is not in time. A 2-base throwing error on Mikulich as he tried to pick off Wheeler, but instead advanced him a couple of bags.
That worked out too. They could have called interference on the first baseman for Haltom. When that ball was thrown to first base, he kind of kept Wheeler down towards the first base bag and not let him get up to run and using speed. It didn't matter. Wheeler could put those wheels on. All 18 wheels of them got around to third base. Now he's in scoring position, 2 away.
Called strike, and that makes it 0-2. So a big RBI opportunity for Vega. After initially having a runner on first, you've now got a runner in scoring position. And that's a called strike 3 breaking ball as Mikulich gets out of the inning. To the top of the third we go in Bowie. We'll be back on the Zap Network after this.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, We provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools LLC. We're gonna make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
As we come back into Bowie High School, those that can hear the PA announcer Yadi Pagan playing a little Neon Mood by Brooks and Dunn, as the Volunteers have a 1-0 lead going to the top of the third.
Got some halogen moon going tonight as we're playing under the lights in Arlington, Texas.
A little halogen.
A little halogen moon.
There you go. I need to take that to school with me tomorrow for my adjunct lighting for my lighting class at TCC Northeast Campus in Hurst.
Dad jokes for days over here.
There you go. Can't go wrong with
They don't
that.
tell you this, but when you leave the hospital with your child for the first time, they give you a little book of dad jokes. They say, here you go. Here's some jokes. You're a dad now. Comes with a box, dad box. You get New Balance, cargo shorts, braided belt. First pitch misses outside. Top of the third inning.
Looking at Daniel Castro, the second baseman for Haltom, the number 8 man in the lineup. He's looking at a second straight. He's looking at the first strike call.
1-1, a nice breaking pitch from Ferguson in there for a strike, 2-1 the count. Ferguson working fast. He's really found a rhythm. Swing and a miss, threw it, got him to bite on it, and pulled the string for out number 1. That one was a good foot off the plate.
Good foot off the plate, made him chase. That's Henderson's 4th strikeout already. Through 2 and a third. He's bringing everything with him tonight.
That brings up Arriaga, the first baseman. Breaking pitch just a bit inside, tried to get the front door slider.
It looked like he missed there. De Leon set up on the outside of the plate, but good breaking pitch even though he missed.
Ooh, big time heater from Ferguson. I'm sorry, from Henderson. 1-1. Foul off his hands, out of play.
Anybody listening, we need ball help. Tim Costello, he's the Hubba Bubba man here.
I offered a sponsorship. I never got a contract in my inbox, but hey, what can you do?
I'm going to send this to you, Hubba Bubba, with a 1-2 count.
Ground ball, third base side. Fielded cleanly by Uribe. He throws across the diamond in time for out number 2.
Henderson's working smoothly tonight. He hasn't allowed a hit, and after that opening hit by pitch, you haven't seen much out of him.
Miklich will step back up to the dish. He was hit by an errant breaking pitch with the first batter of the game, ended up being stranded at first base after Henderson really found himself. First pitch fouled off the end of the bat for strike 1.
You see different approaches here on the mound. Miklich, who pitches the contact, versus Henderson, who pitches with power, and so the batters can't get around anything. Big opposite approaches here from the two pitchers as they face off the 0-1 count.
Good pitch on the outside corner, gets the call, and it's not that Henderson's trying to strike every player out, right? It's just the type of stuff that this guy has. Not many barrels get on the ball. if he is hit, it's not hard. It's in on the hands. It's off the end of the bat. And I'm nothing negative about Mitchlich at all. The guy's a fantastic athlete, a great competitor. He gets hit a little bit more. He gets barreled a little bit more. This one's popped up, foul out of play. There's probably a difference of 6 or 7 miles an hour between these two pitchers on the fastball. Mitchlich has a fantastic breaking ball, but he uses his differently, right? For Henderson, his is more of a put-away pitch. As you see right there, that one unable to put away Mitchlich. And as usually happens, the broadcaster curse gives us the first hit of the game for the Haltom Buffs.
I apologize for that. For anybody listening, hold me accountable.
Hey,
I was just trying to do a good job and say he's pitching well.
Isaiah Henderson, you said no hits yet. Isaiah Henderson has a gripe with you. That's what he gives up tonight.
Well, I do apologize for that. It's it just happens that way in broadcasting. There's always a curse for somebody somewhere along the way.
Superstition. You a superstitious guy, John?
I'm very superstitious. That's why I probably shouldn't talk about the first pitch about having no hits.
First pitch misses away for a ball. I don't think you could be a true sports fan and not be superstitious, right? Like this one misses inside again. Like for example, I have a lot of Texans jerseys. One of the ones I had the first time I wore it is a Brian Cushing jersey, tore his ACL.
Yeah, that's superstitious right there.
Second time I wore it, tore the other knee, big swing and a miss for a strike 2. You want to know what I did with that jersey? I stopped wearing it because the guy kept getting hurt every time I put it on. 2 balls and a strike.
Reyes struck out in his first at bat here. Looking at a 3-1 count.
Misses inside. Tried a little breaking ball. I don't think that was the intended spot for that pitch, though.
Yeah, I'm very superstitious. If I sit in a certain spot during the Michigan game and they win, I got to go back to that same spot next week.
This one popped up, foul, right near first base. Maybe actually will end up in play, and does when it's put away. Out number 3, Roman Ortega took care of that one for the third out of the inning. So Henderson able to work around a 2-out single. We are still a 1-0 game in Arlington, heading to the bottom of the third inning from the ballpark at Bowie. We'll be right back on the Zap Network, brought to you by John Wade Roofing.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Ika Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Ika can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ikasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Ika Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
So we're going to the bottom of the third inning with the Volunteers leading 1-0. Fans, we want to let you know that the third inning, top, bottom, all the way through, is presented to you by our friends at Ika Signs. Located in the heart of Arlington, they offer same-day production on certain rush orders and offer a wide catalog of custom printed materials. Call 817-617-2229 to find out how Ika Signs can help you with your brand's visibility. And you can see through our screen, through the right field wall, you see all those signs on the right field wall there. The third one from the end, Zach Arnold Production sign, brought to you by our friends at Ika Signs and Yachty Pagan, our PA man here. 3 people down from me in the booth at Bowie High School. They've done a lot of work around Bowie High School. Bowie High School alums, Arlington residents, Ika Signs. They're the ones you want to call.
Bottom of the third inning, still a 1-0 game.
Leading off for the Volunteers, left fielder, number 3.
Alex Rojas looking to get something started against Miklich this inning.
Rojas, the one volunteer, gets a bat. Bowie's done a good job so far, working Miklich, trying to keep him feeling uncomfortable, swinging at a lot of things, not going down easy.
First pitch misses high and inside for a ball. If I'm Bowie here, I know that he likes to throw that breaking ball early in counts. I'm trying to hunt it. That fastball misses high and inside. Now seems just maybe looking for a little more fastball. Mix it up, keeping hitters off balance. I like to see it. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss, threw it right by him.
A bit of a different approach, like you were saying. He's more of a breaking ball pitch to contact, not fastball to use in this situation, but 3 straight fastballs here.
Make it 4 as the 2-1 pitch fouled back into the screen. He's about to go through the lineup for the second time, so it does make sense to possibly change up the way you're attacking hitters a little bit after everyone's seen you one time through already. Miklich kicks and brings a 2-2. Fastball hit into left field. That's going to be down for a base hit, and another leadoff base runner on for the Vols.
Good piece of hitting there. 2-2 count. Rojas saw fastball, fastball, fastball. He knew that he was looking for something. He got that fastball you wanted to hit, put out into left center field. He found a gap, got on first base. Leadoff single.
I think Miklich overestimated his stuff that time. I think he thought his fastball was just good enough to blow it by him. But he showed it to him 5 times in a row without ever changing the bat speed. At some point, they're going to figure it out. Back to the top of the order, here's Jackson Turner. He hits this one towards the hole at short. That's going to be a tough play. They go to second for 1. Going to be all they get is a fielder's choice. Nice play made at short by Reyes to cut off the lead runner.
Yeah, that ball was hard hit. Reyes only had 1 play, and that was the second. There's too much speed out there between Rojas and Turner. He wouldn't be able to get the double play. No matter how that ball was hit, Turner's got way too much speed running down the line.
That brings up Uribe. He reached on an error, brought home a run. Stranded after a ground ball double play. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball in there for a called strike.
Different approach there, like you said. He started Rojas off 5 fastballs in that first at bat. Now he's going back to the breaking pitch.
Be surprised to see Turner take off. That pitch low and away, and he does go. Throw to second is a good one, but not in time. Turner's just too fast.
Too fast there. That was a good play by the catcher to fire on the ball he lost. But Turner just too much speed there to take second. Now you have a runner in score position with 1 out.
Ball got away from the catcher just a touch. Mesa couldn't quite keep it close enough, and that allowed Turner to swipe the bag. It was a late start for him. This one fouled up the first base side, but foul. One ball and 2 strikes, runner in scoring position for Christian Uribe. Pumps his bat back and forth behind his blue helmet. Breaking ball misses low and away. Balls and 2 strikes, bottom of the 3rd inning. Steps off and get a fresh set of signs. Sees the one that he likes, will set at the belt and bring a 2-2 offering. Away, good take.
Take there by Uribe to work it full. Now you have room to go. Maybe if you're able to get a walk and get on first base, 2 runners on and 1 out, get the 3-4-5 man right behind us. Henderson, who's been on a tear lately, has a chance to come up and drive more runs in.
Here's the payoff pitch. Hit hard up the middle. Shortstop fields cleanly, throws to first base in time for out number 2. So that will bring up Henderson, the runner on 3rd and 2 outs.
I thought that ball was going to hit off the umpire the way he was moving.
Yeah, he had to dance his way out of that one. So now Henderson steps up. He popped out his first time up. He was very aggressive in his first at bat. Some big hacks. First pitch misses low and in the dirt. Seems like Miklich is maybe overthrowing a little bit in this 3rd inning.
Yeah, he started off with a different approach. He went 5 straight fastballs at Rojas. Ever since then, he's kind of started mixing his pitches, breaking balls up and down in the zone. But
if you notice that breaking ball, it's missing low and away every single time. The fastball missing low, too. It seems like he's just trying to throw it a little bit harder, which is making him tug it to that left side. So they don't want to pitch to the big lumber that is Isaiah Henderson. They'd rather deal with the first baseman, Roman Ortega.
That's one of those things you don't see very often in high school baseball is an intentional walk called. I think that's the first one we've seen this season. So Henderson, the way he's been swinging the bat, you get a chance to go take a free base at first. And Ortega, you got the 4 or 5 guys coming up in the lineup. You never know what's going to happen with a big patch like that.
Jayden Kitchens comes in as the courtesy runner, with Henderson being the pitcher.
See if we can get something cooking with Kitchens. Someone's in the
I
kitchen.
like it. I like it. Ortega takes a look at a strike, I guess.
That was a very late call.
This guy should get hired. This catcher should get hired by Aaron's Bros because that was a great frame job.
Yes. If Aaron's Bros is not hiring, he always go to Michael's. He can help with the frame section. Got everything: frames, linens, yarn. Good place to go shop, Michael's.
I didn't know we were pumping Michael's craft store on this
Hey,
broadcast.
I know
Shop foul.
I know plenty of people that would be happy if Michael's calls us to do some
Absolutely, but you don't want to give it away for free. Hey, Michael's will take your money, but that's just a taste of what we can do.
There you go. Hey, Michael's, you know who to call. Gotta call me and Tim. We got you.
Balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning, 1-0 the lead for Bowie. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside.
And that umpire paused for a second. It looked like he wanted to call a strike on the ball that was outside. You see that motion in his delivery there. He was pumped up for it.
This is low and away again.
That makes two balls, 2 strike count. He's like you said, he's overcompensating. Volunteers aren't going to swing at anything that low in the dirt. Have to give Ortega something that he can put his bat around.
See if the Volunteers can add on some insurance here. Oh, it's a tough take, but he took it either way, and it's ball 3. That's a tough one to lay off of, but Ortega gets away with it. Runs the count full.
Yeah, that was a little bread and butter pitch there. That ball should have been going over the left field as slow as it was. It's a tough one to take.
Here's another payoff pitch. This one chopped foul. Second straight batter that's run the count full.
Tear down. Those that can heard that, tear down.
Runners on first and third. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 lead for the Volunteers. Miklich sets at the belt. Brings his offering. This one chopped up the middle, catches the back of the mound. Shortstop still handles it well and throws to first in time for out number 3. We head to the top of the 4th inning. The Vols still on top, 1-0. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com. Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
To the top of the fourth inning, we go here at Bowie High School on the south side of Arlington, where the Volunteers have a 1-0 lead over the Haltom Buffalos in a game that's very important. The District 8-6A standing with the Vikings and the Colts playing across town at Lamar High School, both 6-2 in district. The Colts lead 1-0 as of last check. Zach and Pops have that game on the other channel here in the Zach Arnold Productions Network. This game is more of the third place, fourth place standings as South Grand Prairie was playing Martin earlier today. Haltom, they need this game to stay in place.
Big swing and a miss. When you're in a tight game like this, one swing can obviously change it, but also just getting runners on base should be the most important thing.
Big swing and a miss there. 0-2, quick 0-2 count. Henderson's up there doing it. He's just looking at the number 3 man in the lineup, Enrique Mesa, the catcher, who went down on strikes his first at bat in the first inning. 2 count from Henderson pitch. That ball's hit foul over out of play behind the first base dugout.
Mesa probably had some gripes based on some of the pitches that were called strikes with him that he looked at. So maybe he's going up there, I'm not going down looking this time. I'm gonna get my hacks.
0-2, and he's going to look at that one there. No hack on that one. Ball 1. 4 strikeouts already through 3 innings. 1 on Reyes, 1 on Mesa, 1 on Salinas, and 1 on Castro. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 5th strikeout for Henderson as Mesa goes down for the 2nd time tonight on strikeouts.
Yeah, Henderson's got some fantastic stuff. And when he's right, he's really, really good.
Going to bring up the number 4 man in the lineup, the center fielder, Damian Banks. Flew out right field to end the top of the first inning. Second chance around the bat to look at Isaiah Henderson. First pitch he sees. It's called strike. Good pitch from Henderson. Job hitting the outside corner.
Go ahead, a picture definition of what uncomfortable looks like. Just go ahead and send a picture of this young man in the batter's box right now.
He's uncomfortable there as he swings and misses at a bad pitch outside, strike 2. It's good if you're the pitcher. It's bad if you're the hitter. You're reaching for everything. Quick 0-2 from Henderson. Breaking ball, and he swung on and missed, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks to start the top of the 4th. Henderson is cooking.
That was such an overpowering at bat. That was good morning, good afternoon, good night. And at no point in that at bat did Bates come close to even looking good.
Nowhere at all. On the 0-1, he swung on a bad pitch outside. The 0-2, he was so far confused on that pitch, it swung and looked uncomfortable. The next batter we're going to see, Ethan Salinas with 2 outs. Called ball 1. Henderson's already 2 quick outs in the top of the 4th. 1-0. Look at ball 2.
Couple good pitches, changing the sight line a little bit.
Good 2-0 pitch. Is that a fastball for a called strike 1? Henderson's got everything working for him. He's got power behind his pitches, confusing the Buffalo hitters. 2-1. Oh, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Henderson's looking to strike out the side. Fire. Ball's in the dirt. Full count. Put too much behind that, just wasn't able to get it all the way to the home plate. Full count. Ball's inside. Looked at, strike 3. That's going to end the inning with a quick strikeout. Kingston's going to strike out the side as the Buffaloes go down. And we're going to the 4th inning stretch. As you know, that means the 4th inning stretch presented to you by Taqueria Taco Express. It features a wide, authentic menu. Taqueria Taco Express can solve any Mexican food craving, especially the one that Tim Costello has right here next to me. Order online to collect points for free food or get 5 free tacos in a large agua fresca on Taco Tuesdays for just $10. Taqueria Taco Express, we appreciate you for sponsoring the 4th inning stretch. This is Zach Arnold Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball, and we'll step aside right after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions.
They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
As we welcome you back in, the Bowie High School Careless Whisper carries us to the next batter, Brody Ferguson, looking for his second at bat, and he's looking for something to hit there, swinging at nothing, strike 1. Ferguson went down on strikes in his first at bat in the second inning.
Yeah, you mentioned he's been struggling here of late, and you can see he's up there free swinging it. He's not really having an approach at the plate, not having patience and waiting for his pitch. It's just not how you get out of a slump.
On the 0-2, that ball's high level high, ball 1. Yeah, Ferguson, as of late, he's had a hard time getting contact in anything. He's going down a lot of strikes lately as he went down on strike 3 in his first at bat. Looking at a 1-2 count, and he foul tips that one. He barely got around on it, just to tip it foul, and that was going to be strike 3.
Staying alive, got just enough of it to live another day. And you know what? If that one would have stayed fair, he would have had a fair shot at a base knock there.
Yeah, he did
Got
good.
just enough little backspin on it.
Just enough to keep it out of the reach of catcher Enrique Mesa. Mesa had to get up and do a 360 to find where the ball would have went. 1 ball, 2 counts. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brody Ferguson as he swings and he's going down for strike number 3. Second strikeout of the night for Brody Ferguson. His struggles at the plate continue.
Fielder, Jason Wickler.
3 strikeouts for Tyler Mikulich so far, and 2 of those belong to Brody Ferguson. Jason Wheeler, the right fielder, has come up to bat. He singled in his first at bat, second inning. Wheeler looks at a breaking ball call for strike 1.
Good pitch. Again, Mikulich likes that breaking ball early in counts.
The 1-0. That's going to be good placement there by Mesa. That was questionable to me, but Mesa's got the placement there. As you said, he's going to go get a job doing some frame work. Quick 0-2 to Jason Wheeler. The 0-2, the ball swung on foul, back in our direction, but hits the stop in front of us.
Mikulich does a nice job of getting in on the hands. He's done it several times, but so this Volunteers team has been able to muscle a lot of these balls into the outfield.
Quick 0-2. The ball is placed, but no strike call, ball 1. As I look down in front of us is a Dallas Jesuit scout. Here, scouting the Volunteers and the Buffalos for potential playoff action. Might be a matchup we'll see later on down the road.
As it popped up in foul territory.
He was able to get under it for out number 2.
Tough angle for foul balls up here, John. That one looked like it was going to get out of play, and you actually lose it when it gets above a certain point of the roof. Next, you know, it's just back.
Yeah, there's been a few of those that have been pretty intense to watch. Last week with the Arlington High series, where we had the roaming camera, I was the man in the street and man down there on the field, and there's a few balls I didn't know if they were coming my way that were foul. That ball's gonna be in the dirt. First, next batter we see for the Volunteers is Roberto De Leon. Flew out center field. His first at bat. Still looking for a hit here. 2 balls, no strike count to catcher De Leon. He's one of the better catchers in the district. Him and Jeremiah Taylor are two you're going to look for. As that 2-0 is hit, the right center field. The right fielder is looking for it. He's tracking it, and it's over the right fielder's head. De Leon's going to round first, go into second. He's going to round second. They're rounding him. They're sitting in the third. He's putting the gears on. He's going to slide in, and he is in there. Oh, he is out.
I don't know about that.
That's a questionable call there. Coach Crowd is at third base. He thought De Leon was safe, but he's going to be out trying to stretch a double into a triple. That's how the inning's going to end with some frustration on the volunteer side of the field here at Bowie High School. Coach Johnson goes out to speak with the umpire.
The umpire was in good position. Maybe he saw an angle we didn't see where the glove got on the hand, but it looked to me like De Leon was safe. But again, that's probably why you don't risk it. It's one of the cardinal sins, making it a third out to end an inning at third base. We head to the top of the fifth. 1-0. Still in Arlington, Texas. Back on the Zap Network, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. After this.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
To the top of the fifth we go. The Buffaloes have a chance to come up and try to tie this game up still after a very questionable call and a lot of opinions here at Bowie High School as Roberto De Leon was out trying to stretch a double into a triple.
It's a cardinal sin in baseball to make the third out of an inning at third base. First pitch swinging. Popped up, foul territory, coming over to have a look, but De Leon watches it sail out of play.
De Leon looking to make up for his sins there if he was able to get that ball, but just watch that foul out of play by Gavin Orozco, the left fielder. It's 0 for 1. He flew out to the pitcher Isaiah Henderson, who's been pitching the gym so far for the Volunteers. Quick 0-1 to Orozco. Ball 0-1 in the dirt, doesn't reach home plate. Ball 1. There's a couple of times that Henderson has done that, put too much under it, that he's just forcing the ball, comes up short, can't make it all the way there. 1-1 count to Orozco. Ball's in there. Good pitch. Lower inside corner. Strike 2. Got a lot of interesting calls by this home plate umpire, but that one's the good one that helps you out if you Bowie. 1-2, that ball swung on, hit. Good play by the shortstop. He fires the first, and that's going to be out number 1.
Good defense that time by the Bowie Volunteers. Two big hops means you got to really come up throwing hard, and they were able to do exactly that once Vega got the ball in his hands.
Yeah, that's patience there. That's basic fundamentals. Be patient, let the ball come to you. We've seen a lot of errors this year, Tim. Well, fielders will try to rush and get that ball before it reaches the spot. They can get a great throw out of it. Just come back to bite them. On the way, we look at the new batter, Landon Nelson, the DH, 0 for 1 with the ground out. Henderson's been dealing. That in the 4th inning, he struck out the side. Let's see if we can add to that number. It's that 1-0. That's fly to short. Looked into the glove. Out number 2.
Some of these bats nowadays make such a weird noise. I was looking up behind him, almost for a foul ball, but that one actually a little flare shot to short. Two outs, nobody on in this inning. Just a bit inside. Castro, the second baseman, had a big error in the first inning that left the only run of the game in. He takes a look at that pitch low and in as well. 2-0, right on the outside corner for a call strike. Nice job by Henderson to find it in a key count. Big time heater, and very quickly it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fifth inning.
Just looking for another strikeout. Castro's already gone down once on K's.
Make it twice. You feel that breeze up here? That's the whiff. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 the score in Arlington, Texas. We'll be right back after this.
Hey Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Bottom 5th coming up here at Bowie High School, where it's 1-0 still with the Volunteers. The 1 run scored back in the first on a throwing error. On a throwing error from the second baseman from Haltom, led to Jackson Turner, who had reached base previously on that error, to run the score. And that's the 1 run that we've seen so far for the Volunteers. The Buffaloes have had a hard time getting anything going. Just 1 hit. 5 innings for the Haltom Buffalos as we see Andrew Vega step in for his second plate appearance of the night.
Vega 0 for 1 so far in this ball game.
Vega takes a big whiff there on a ball outside, strike 1. Vega went down on strikes, 1 of 3 strikeouts by Miklich, who has settled down immensely after the first inning. He's given up a few hits here and there. That ball's hit foul. 0-2, quick 0-2 count. Miklich working a little bit quicker here between the lineup.
I think this whole Haltom team has calmed down after that rough start. Defense has actually been pretty good. Michelin gives guys a lot of opportunities to make plays, and after those first 2 miscues, they've made the plays for the most part, keeping this a 1-0 game.
And he's doing a good job here to keep Miklich in a good spot. As that 1-2 is hit, that's going to go over the second baseman's head. Nope, it's going to fall right into his glove. Out number 1, going to be an F4. It looked like it had enough to reach over his head.
Just a little bit too much backspin on that one. Just never took off, right? It kind of just hung there.
One away here in the bottom of the 5th. Alex Rojas, the left fielder, has come up to bat for his second at bat. He's singled in his first at bat as he looks at a breaking curveball. Breaks too much. Ball 1.
First curveball he's seen today after his bat was nothing but the heater.
First curveball you see is the ball 1. There you go. Comeback pitch over the pitcher's head. That's going to be out into the outfield. Single for Alex Rojas. 2 singles for Rojas.
Rojas has the 2 best swings tonight against Miklich. That one right back where it came from. The first one a hard hit ball in the left center field.
And now you need players like Jackson Turner and Christian Uribe, the juniors and seniors of this team, to step up and bring that run in to extend this lead. As you look at Jackson Turner step into the batter's box, he's 0 for 2 reached on an error in his first plate appearance, and then he grounded out the fielder's choice in the third inning. With the same similar situation where Rojas was at first. First pitch called strike one. Good job here of switching up between first pitch, breaking pitch, first pitch, fastball. Making these hitters from Volunteers guess. One count to Jackson Turner, the speedy Turner, who drops down a bunt. He has to pull it back as that ball is eye level high, almost hits him. Umpires call time. We're looking to see what they discussed about, and that was close. Turner dropped down the bunt, and he got back just in time, but he was about to be out. Hopefully he's okay in his cognitive areas in his brain because that could be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
They called that a foul ball. So the runner's going to go back to first, and that's going to count as strike two. Because the umpire said that Turner was able to get some type of contact on that ball to hit it foul. Don't see how. The only contact that I saw was close enough to his face. It's going to be an 0-2 count to Jackson Turner here with one away. And that ball's hit foul for sure this time. Ball, do it again, 0-2.
Nice job by Turner to get just enough of that one to stay alive. Again, you're going to have pitches to hit. Put the ball in play. Put the pressure on this defense.
Coming off a big game where he's 2 for 3 with a triple. That ball is hit back past the short on second baseman. Bounce off the second baseman's glove. Runner's going to make it all the way around the third, and Turner's going to be safe at first.
That's the hit and run that got put on that allows you to do that, right? The runner was on the move, so the second baseman has to go cover. Now he has to go back to where he was to try and make a diving play when there's no movement. That's just an easy ground ball to play.
And that's going to go Yanni Pagani here, the PA man, gave that an error.
Tough break error, but it is an error.
Yeah, it is an error. Like you said, that error was caused by the hit and run. Second baseman had to come over to cover second with the runner still in, and it just wasn't able to bring that ball in. It bounced off the glove. It could have been a sure out, at least at first, and kept Turner from making it all, kept the runner from making it all the way to third. When you have runners on the corners here, is Uribe try to drive that runner from third in. First pitch swinging over the first baseman's head, and that's going to be an RBI single. Uribe is going to stop at first. Turner's going to walk into third safely, and the Volunteers stretch their lead to 2-0.
Nice piece of hitting. Saw the ball, went with it the other way, and kept the train moving, right? You don't have to do everything all by yourself. An RBI single is a great at bat, and it brings up the hottest hitter, Isaiah Henderson.
Isaiah Henderson, the pitcher, he's the hottest hitter. He had 2 home runs in the 15-0 win over Haltom at Haltom High School on Tuesday. Right now, he has a chance to extend that lead, the lead of his as he goes back to the mound for the top of the 6th. That ball is hit foul. First pitch swinging. Jackson Turner standing at third. Uribe standing at first after that RBI single. Henderson looking at a quick 0-1. This is where pitching the contact helps if you're a pitcher like Miklich there. You let your defense do the work and hopefully try to get a double play. He's already had one today. 1 low and away. Ball 1. Ortega grounded out to a double play in the first inning. That's how the first inning was ended. Just looking to prevent that here. Drive that runner, hitting Turner home from third. That 1-1 runs too far inside, and that's going to load the bases. Bases loaded, 1 away still in the top of the 5th, on the bottom of the 5th for the Volunteers. And Roman Ortega, the cleanup man of this Volunteer lineup. If he can try to bring that runner from third home. Have a mound visit. We're going to see if there's going to be a change or if they're going to talk to Miklich, come up with the game plan. Fans, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to Zach the Voice, you can jump in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know where you're at, and let us know where you're listening from or watching from. Across town, Zach and Pops are calling the Arlington Colts as they are looking to take first place over the Lamar Vikings with an 8-0 lead in the top of the fourth. The Colts are looking to run rule the Vikings if they can get two more runs. They have sole possession of first place, which makes next week's matchup between the Volunteers and the Vikings even more important. So I'm going to take it. The cleanup man in this lineup steps into the batter's box versus Tyler Miklich. Infield's in for the Buffalos. Turner standing at third, looking to come home. First pitch, hit foul. Third baseman's able to grab it. He fires home. Steps on third. He fires the home. He's not going to get Jackson Turner in time. That's going to count as a run. But the runner is going to be out at third.
I thought they might have got him, but they didn't tag, right? Once you threw a third, the force at home was no more. So you had to tag the runner. It looked like they just went for the force play at home instead.
Yeah, he made an accurate throw home after stepping on third. He did a smart play of getting sure out at third. But if he had fired home for the catcher to fire it back, I think, as you said, you got to make the tag still. He didn't make the tag, so Turner's able to make it in. That's the second run to come across the score for the Volunteers as they take a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Brody Ferguson, 0 for 2 in the night. Comes up, first pitch swing and hits that ball foul.
Just is very tentative at the dish right now, swinging at everything. I don't think he's taken a single pitch in this game.
Yeah, he's had a very rough night at the plate. He's had a rough last few weeks at the plate. 0 for 2 tonight, 2 strikeouts, basically all on strikes, no balls. Seen 6 pitches, that's the 7th pitch there. He's looking at an 0-1 count for Miklich. 2 runners still on. That ball is inside high. Fires over the third to get the runner, and he is going to be safe. The ball that was over Brody Ferguson's head. Mesa has to pop up to fire over to third. Not in time to get Isaiah Henderson, who's standing at the kitchen running for Henderson. Makes it into third safely. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 2 on. Runner on the corners. 1-1. The ball is going to be foul, out of play, into the stands. And it's caught by the dad wearing the hoodie. Good piece of catching there by the dad. Give him the top 10 play of the week. Sir with the white hat, we saw you make that grab. 1-2 to Ferguson. That ball is hit high. Second baseman's calling for it. He looks it in, and that's going to end the inning. But not without 2 runs coming across the score for the Volunteers to give them a 3-0 lead going to the top of the 6th. This is Zach on production, bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball. Side, we'll be right back.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Rummy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Rummy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo. Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Top of the 6th inning, it's now a 3-0 lead for the Bowie Volunteers after a couple insurance runs were pushed across in the bottom of the 5th. It looks real good for Henderson right now. He's allowed just 1 hit through the first 5 as he has had the full arsenal flicking tonight on the bump. Bowie has been in the lead in this game since 2 batters in as they unearned run to start things off, and a couple other ones, I think. One of them was probably unearned. There was an error in there. But it's now 3-0.
Yeah, it might be the unrun run during the bat of Jackson Turner, which helped him reach base. There's an error in there somewhere, but the way Miklich is doing a pretty good job. Just 1 earned run for the Buffaloes, 2 unearned.
Arriago gets things started. First baseman takes a look at a couple pitches, both missing the mark. 2-0 the count.
It's only Arriaga's second at bat of the night. Been a very long night for the Buffaloes.
2-0 catch to the outside corner again. Not a lot of traffic on base, just the one base hit. They did have a hit by pitch as well as that one fouled back into the screen, but at this point, no free passes issued by Ferguson, so by Henderson. And it's just been a real quiet night on the base paths.
8 strikeouts for Henderson.
This one hit foul on a play. When you look at it a little more in depth, 5 scoreless innings on Tuesday for this Bowie pitching staff. Now 5 more, 10 straight innings of scoreless baseball you've thrown against this Haltom team. And counting.
And this is a good time for the pitchers to get warm. You have 2 very tough series coming up next week versus Lamar, which will be for the battle of second place, as they're trailing to Arlington High right now on the other side of town, 8-0. And you have South Grand Prairie the week after, which will be for placement in the district seeding.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 pitch comes up empty, and that is out number 1. Mitchell strolling back up to the dish, looking to do some damage. He broke up the no-no his last time up, ended up being stranded. He's been on base both times today.
You need a strikeout counter somewhere like you see in Seattle. The 9 strikeouts so far for Henderson.
It's been a really strong showing for the young man tonight, Jock.
First game back on the mound after that knee injury. He was scheduled to pitch last Friday versus Arlington, but the injury kept him out. He had the DH, and I guess he's had the week of rest and been able to show what he can actually do out there.
First pitch missed just a smidge outside. Looked pretty good from here, but I thought the zone tonight has not been great, John. It's just very inconsistent. Just a 1-0, swing and a miss. And the thing with Henderson right now is he's still throwing gas in the 6th inning. No signs of stopping.
Yeah, he has a different approach up there than Miklich. They have good people in their own ways. That 1-1 is swung on and missed. That gas for Henderson is what's keeping these Buffaloes guessing.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He goes down swinging. Mitchell's not happy.
That is 10 strikeouts for Isaiah Henderson.
3 in a row. 6 of the last 8 batters have been strikeouts. Talk about finding your rhythm.
Yeah, he's been able to sit these batters down. As you see, Reyes coming for his 3rd at bat. He struck out in the 1st inning. He's one of these strikeout casualties.
Pitch in there for a called strike. When you look at, multiple strikeouts in the 1st inning, multiple strikeouts in the 4th, multiple strikeouts here in the 6th. Called strike on the corner again, 0-2, and we are just a pitch away from striking out the side.
Second time tonight, he would have struck out the side if he.
Swing and a miss. He got him. There you go. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I have to check my math. That might have been an immaculate inning. I'd have to check the count. That was an immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Congratulations, Isaiah Henderson. That's a special moment. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Arlington. Score 3-0. Falls on top.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
For those of you that don't know what the immaculate inning is, it is special. 9 pitches, all strikes, 3 outs, 3 strikeouts. That is the immaculate inning, and we just saw that. Isaiah Henderson. Congratulations to that young man. Even in Major League Baseball, there haven't been that many tracked immaculate innings. It is a rare occurrence.
According to Google, the last immaculate inning in baseball, September 18th of last season, 2024. That was done by a pitcher of the Tampa Bay Rays. So as you said, it's not something that's very common. Prior to that, there wasn't one since June 10th of last year. So you don't see those very often. It's only two all of last season in 2024. Immaculate innings pitched in the major leagues.
Only 116 in the history of the game. When you think how long the game's been played, that's less than 1 year. It's again, it's just 9 pitches, 3 outs, 3 Ks, right? It doesn't sound that complicated, but it means you were really on for an inning. And he was on last inning.
And that's one of the things you don't see when you see stats of there's only been 343 no hitters, only been 319 cycles, 144.
Did that hit him or his bat?
Hit his helmet.
All right, so Jason Wheeler will take first base the hard way. Looks like he's okay. So now De Leon will head to the dish. He's had a great day behind the plate catching. Called a masterful game. Doubled his previous time up, was thrown out, trying to stretch it to a triple. He smoked that ball into the gap. See if he's still timed up on Mitchlich.
I want to go back after the game and check the replay there on that double as he tried to stretch it. That was a bang play.
First pitch, a get over breaky ball in there for a call strike. De Leon swung the stick well. He's called a masterful game. Tough to decide who your player of the game is, but there's one obvious candidate. Sacrifice bunt. Mitchlich slips. The throw is not going to happen. Mitchlich lost his footing and was unable to come up with it. He was in position to make the play, and unfortunately, that's an E1.
It's not going to go as an E1. It looked like a good piece of hitting on the bunt for De Leon, but Mitchlich, he wasn't able to get there. He slips on the ground, so that's going to go as the 5th error for the Buffalos. We saw Haltom a few weeks ago. It was that windy, dusty night versus Arlington High School when Arlington High had multiple errors. Tonight it's coming back to haunt Haltom. 5 errors already.
When you're someone who's looking to let your defense make plays behind you when they don't, it's detrimental. Brings up Vega. He hits this one foul and out of play for strike 1. I'm intrigued if maybe the bunt comes back. You're willing to bunt with a runner on first and nobody out. Why not bunt first and second with nobody out?
Sacrifice bunt.
Rojas is 2 for 2.
There you go. Sacrifice bunt here. Let the hot man come up. There's the bunt.
It is. Inside. I think they give everybody one swing to see, hey, are you going to do it or not? Then the bunt goes on. That pitch misses inside.
You got to be careful with that because just like Turner earlier, trying to lay down the bunt, the curveball breaks too far in on you, almost hit you.
1-1 the count. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. This one misses inside for a ball. Early on in this game, I thought Bowie was being very aggressive. Maybe swung themselves into some outs. A lot more patient against Mitchlich here in the last couple of at-bats. Showing bunt, gets it down up the third base line. That's a dandy. I don't know if there's a play. There's not. He beat it out.
Good piece of bunting. Mitchlich is very cautious after he fell on the last bunt on the ground. He wasn't able to get down there in time. This time, no play. I get the bases loaded. Has a chance to get the top of the lineup up here and do some more damage. Mitchlich might be getting ready to get pulled.
I don't know if that's the case or they're just having a conversation, but I don't know who else they go to if it's not Mitchlich, but they do. They're going to take the baseball from this young man. That means we're going to take a quick break, but I think John has a little something he wants to talk about before we do.
Hey, you always want to talk about each signs. When there's a pitching change, it means it's a sign of change. And you want to follow that change. So the next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, and other printed materials, Eka Signs, they're the local printer to call 817-22 317-617-2229 is the number, and let them know Zach Arnold Productions sent you. We'll be right back after this to figure out who that new pitcher is going to be for the Buffaloes.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
We're back here at Haltom High School. We're still trying to figure out who the defensive changes are. We were able to figure out who the new pitcher is, and Tim can tell you that one.
So behind the dish, it's going to be Arriago. He moves from first base to catcher, and Michlich will move from the mound to pitcher, and Mesa moves from catcher to the mound. Mesa's got some gas, it looks like, from these warm-up throws.
Now pitching for Haltom, number 8, Enrique Mesa.
Michlich
Enrique Mesa
was not bad at all tonight, right? He kept his team in this game. Unfortunately, Henderson has been electric, but again, the defense has really let him down. 5 errors. In this inning alone, he's given up a single, error on a sacrifice bunt, then a sacrifice bunt that was so well placed it became an infield single, and now next thing you know, you have bases loaded, nobody out for a guy who's 2 for 2 with 2 ropes today. So I understand why they didn't want to let Michlich pitch to Rojas here, because Rojas has seen it well and has hit his fastball well. At this point, 3-0, it's still a ball game, right? But if you clear the bases here, if you start doing something this inning, you blow it open.
Yeah, you get anything here from a man that's 2-2 and Rojas, and you get the top of the lineup behind. You got Turner, Uribe, Henderson. You don't want to pitch to Henderson no matter what. Henderson's already been intentionally walked, and he's been hit by a pitch. He's really technically 0 for 1 on the game. If you get that far, the game's been blown open at that point for the Volunteers.
Absolutely.
I agree with you. Pull Miklas now and bring Mesa in. He had a big-looking fastball and windup there during warm-ups.
Infield playing in at the cut of the grass. First pitch, a breaking ball gets away. Coming home to score. It's another run in. 4-0 is the score. It was Jason Wheeler. He was hit by a pitch. That's right. There's not even a single in this at bat. Just a single, hit by a pitch, an error, another run.
That run's going to count against Mesa. All the runs that are going to be the next 2 batters will be against Mesa as an unearned.
The runs go against Michlich.
Yes, sorry.
They count back to Michlich because he put them on the base. Mesa's only responsible for the man at the plate going forward. But you do want to pick your teammate up. 2-0 the count. Infield still playing in. This one hit in the air up the right side. Should get out of play and does. So no longer a force on every bag. The infield still playing in to make sure any hard hit ground ball, they keep those runners where they are. Don't want them coming home on contact. Here's the 2-1. Fouled right back into the screen. I got to think at this point, Alex Rojas has seen a steady diet of fastballs. Change up at some point. Yeah.
He's hanging in there, though. He sees the fastballs. He's able to get something on him.
Here's a 2-2. Oh, there's a delay we haven't seen all game from the home plate umpire. He decides to ring up Rojas, what is a very questionable pitch.
That was a very late call. Usually, throughout this game, we've seen a lot of quick actions from the umpire. That one took an extra second. He was trying to process if that was an out or not.
Catcher had to reach across his body on that one to even receive the pitch. Either way, there's now an out in the inning. Still runners on second and third. We're back to the top of the order with Jackson Turner. Same pitch that just was called strike 3 is now ball 1. This has been the problem I've had all ball game, Jot, is the inconsistency. It is high school sports, I get it, but have a zone and stick to it. Is that one tipped foul for a strike?
Yeah, it's been a questionable call early with the pitches inside. Some of them look like balls, some of them look like strikes the way they ran in. The ones low and away, low in certain parts of the zone that we've been kind of hesitant on.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 run already in. Bottom of the 6th inning. Haltom only has 3 more outs to play with offensively, so they're trying to keep this game right now at 4-0 before it gets out of hand. Mesa, hard thrower, was behind the dish to start the game. Suicide squeeze, but it's popped up. Foul. I love the call there from Bowie to try and sneak one in. Great thought process from manager Alex Johnson. Unfortunately, Turner just couldn't get the bunt down.
And he had laid the bunt down before Mesa had came out of his windup. So he knew right then and there, I got to get this in a good spot. Good call. Just wasn't able to execute.
Mesa will step off and reset. Looks questionable to me as far as did he disengage properly. Almost could have been a balk if he's not careful.
Turner, the junior on this team, one of the few juniors they have on this volunteer lineup. He's one of the guys you expect out of every game to get you a big hit. Last game he had a triple, so you want to get something out of him here with the RBI. He's reached base once just on the error, but he came around to score. So you need a little bit more here going forward, at least in this game with Lamar coming up next week. Get the confidence building still.
You know, honestly, this game hasn't been great for the batting average for the Volunteers, right? Because 5 guys reached base via an error. So it's hard hit balls, things like that. They got on base, but batting average didn't do any favors. Hit a chopper up the middle. That'll help the batting average. 1 run will score. The stop sign comes up, stopping the runner at third base. It's, Vega gets helped. An RBI single for Turner makes it 5-0.
Third baseman number 11. Hey.
That's what you needed there out of Turner. You needed a good hit. He hadn't had a chance to get a good hit tonight. That he reached base on an error. Good base hit, RBI.
You know, it's funny, the one that technically doesn't give him any help on the batting average, the line drive that was an error in the first inning, he smoked that ball. This one kind of just a high chopper, and based on where the infield was playing, it had the eyes it needed to get through. Another first and third situation for Mesa as this pitch it hit him. It looked like it might have been behind the back, but based on the reaction from Uribe, I believe his back was grazed. So that will load the bases up for Henderson.
That's
And you mentioned if you were in this situation, it means things have gotten out of hand. They're not quite out of hand yet, but they really have the potential to be based on the results of this at bat.
Henderson has multiple home runs this year. We were in here the first game of the year, the first home game. We gets the ball over the left field for a 3-run shot. Tuesday he had 2 home runs. He's already pitched the gym. Like you said, like we said, if he's in the spot, he hasn't technically had a hit. He's base twice. So we'll see if he can get something in play with the bases loaded. Break this game completely open.
Not sure if I think we're just having a quick conversation. The manager didn't even make it to the mound before no, we're changing pitchers again?
Try to figure out what's going on. We want to make sure.
We're getting a pitching change. It is going to be a pitching change. The shortstop, Reyes, is moving to the mound. So let's take a quick break. John, you want to talk about making change?
Yeah, making change. You always want to make change in life, and when you make change in business, you want to make sure you go find Ika Signs. They're the ones you call for a sign of a change. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other printed materials, Ika Signs is the one to call. Call the local printer, 817-617-2229. That's the number, and let them know Zach Arnold Productions sent you. We'll step aside. Right back. We'll be right back.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back to Bowie High School as we're listening to Make You Want to Shout. And the Volunteers, they make you want to shout out with joy as they have the bases loaded, 5-0 lead. The bottom of the 6th after that pitching change. Mesa is going to step over the second baseman Reyes is going to, shortstop Reyes is going to come in and pitch. The third pitcher for the Buffaloes. Third pitcher this inning. Miklich was pulled earlier this inning. They didn't want him to face after loading bases. They didn't want him to face Rojas, who at that time was 2-2 with 2 singles. They brought in Mesa. Mesa loaded the bases again, and now Reyes has to get the Buffaloes out of this jam.
And they brought him in specifically to face the man here, Isaiah Henderson, who has been spectacular tonight on the mound, trying to make his mark offensively. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch is into the air, right center field, playable. Should be deep enough for the sacrifice, and it is. Coming home to score from third base is Vega. So a sacrifice fly makes it 6-0. That brings up Roman Ortega.
First baseman, number 7, Roman
Ortega, 0 for 3. He got an RBI in the fielder's choice in his last at bat. He grounded into a double play first inning. He needs to get some type of contact out of the infield. Everything he's hit so far has been infield ground balls.
Runners on first and third, 2 outs in the inning, 3 runs already in the 6th. First pitch in the dirt. Good job smothering that one. Arriago behind the dish now. Tough part about some of these smaller high school rosters, all the changes come from the guys that are already on the field. So Arriago had to hustle up and throw the catcher's gear on, allowing Miklich to move to first base. But then your catcher now moved to shortstop because shortstop's on the mound.
It's a lot of rotation of players that we see in situations like this when you're either trailing or you're in a close game.
More rotation than a volleyball backline in a PE class.
That one's over my head just because I haven't been to PE class in so long.
But you remember, like after a point, you'd rotate, and then they bring the new person in and rotate all. Come on.
I was always a front line guy because I was tall. But yeah,
Oh, everybody rotates. So everybody gets to turn every spot. 2-1 pitch.
take me back to my PE days.
In there for a strike. You know, I didn't do much PE either because like starting 7th grade, I played like football, basketball, things like that. So I was always in athletics. High school, I was in golf class. So we just left early every day to go to the golf course. Pretty sweet. 2-2 pitch.
Remember those days.
Swing and a miss, and that'll do it in the bottom of the 6th inning, but not before the Vols push across 3 more huge insurance runs. Chapman Cornelius insurance runs. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It's a 6-0 lead for the Bowie Vols. We'll be right back on the Zap Network, brought to you by John Wayne Roofing after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Ika Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Ika can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ikasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Ika Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Top of the 7th inning, and man, this is the time of year where you start putting on the playoff push. And Isaiah Henderson's going to be on the mound. You feel pretty good about that push. He has been spectacular tonight. First pitch from Henderson, big swing and a miss. Get things started. He is facing the former catcher, then pitcher, now shortstop Mesa. One misses low for a ball, 1-1.
If you want to talk about playoff push, with a win tonight, Bowie and Lamar next week, that series is going to be for second place. It's going to put both teams in a clutch series. Lamar trails right now 11-0 to Arlington in the top of the 5th. That game's looking like it's going to be a run rule at the end of the 5th if Lamar can't score. Then Arlington's going to take sole possession of first place with 2 more series left to go. For 2 more weeks of series left to go.
1-2 pitch misses a bit low. It's 2-2.
Win the night, the Volunteers would be 7-3 in district. Same with the Volunteers. I was saying with the Vikings.
Swing and a miss. That's number 5 in a row. Isaiah Henderson has been unreal. 12 total strikeouts tonight. I'm sure there's been people across the state of Texas who have done this at the high school level, but you know, John, we were lucky enough. We got assigned a bunch of games, right? Like, hey, these are the games you're doing. We got assigned a masterful pitching performance tonight, as Henderson has just been, I don't know if you want to use the word filthy, dominant, unreal. He's been unbelievable, overpowering. Another one, it's a strike, gets a call in the outside corner. This guy's stuff is electric.
And it's been a change of what 2 Fridays can do. 2 Fridays ago, the last time you and me were on the call, things weren't going well for the Volunteers. They were in the process of being shut out by Sam Houston and Mark Ramos. Tonight, Henderson changed all of that around. He's in the process of shutting out the Buffalos with 2 outs left to go.
Well, I actually had a Bowie game in between that one. This one had fallen out of play. I got to meet the now retired number, Vernon Wells. I got to meet him 2 Fridays ago. We snuck a win in there. are they out of baseballs with the amount of foul balls they've been pumping? Umpires need balls, guys. But no, I got to meet Vernon Wells a couple weeks ago. That was a pretty awesome experience. Had a great almost 2 innings with Vernon on air, just chatting about baseball, chatting about life. Being a Texas guy moving from here to Canada, talk about culture shock.
That's a big difference going from the Metroplex to going to play football, play baseball in Canada.
2-2 pitch is just a bit high. I think the thing I found the most shocking, he never tried poutine the whole time he was there. It's French fries with cheese and gravy. Why don't you want that?
I don't know. I mean, the gravy depends what kind of gravy it is.
Called strike 3, 6 in a row.
Gravy crane right there. Another strikeout, 13 for Henderson. Goodness
I
gracious.
think our home plate umpire's ready to go home because that one was a bit inside.
Home plate umpire might be coming back tomorrow. Tomorrow, fans, don't forget, Bowie's going to be here. Senior Day festivities. Zach and Pops will be here on the call, covering the game for the Volunteers. They have tomorrow's a non-district game. Next week, series versus Lamar starts on Tuesday. And after that, South Grand Prairie comes around, and that's going to be the real game you want to look for. That might determine the district winner.
1-0 fouled out of play, 1-1.
Fans, make sure you stay tuned for the John Wade post-game show after this. Give you a brief wrap-up of the Volunteers. We'll let you know if the Vikings were able to not get run ruled versus the Colts. Give you an update on who's first, who's second in District 6A.
2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 pitch away from a marvelous one-hitter for Henderson.
And it sounds like an MLB crowd here. Everybody's standing up for the final pitch of the game.
He got him! Yes! What a performance. Isaiah Henderson brought it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 14 strikeouts across 7 innings. He struck out the last 7 batters that he faced. He had an immaculate inning in the 6th inning. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Let's get to the post-game show. John's knocking chairs down. We're throwing stuff. It's an unbelievable performance here at the ballpark in Bowie. We'll be right back with the John Wade post-game show after this.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
As you look back, the 2 teams shaking hands at home at the pitching mound. The Volunteers get a 6-0 lead. Oh, 6-0 win over the Haltom Buffalos here at Bowie High School on the south side of Arlington. This is the John Wade post-game show presented to you by John Wade Roofing. As the Volunteers have now moved to second place, in a tie with the Lamar Vikings at 7-3 in district. And now next week they take on the Vikings for the sole possession of second place, as the Colts will most likely win that game at Lamar to take first place. But tomorrow they got a game here, Senior Day.
Yeah, tomorrow's game obviously important, but let's talk about tonight's, right? Because if I'm the manager of Haltom, obviously, hey, I'd like to have done more, but I can't tell you should have, because the stuff tonight from Isaiah Henderson was unbelievable. The fastball seemed to just launch out of his hand. The breaking ball had snapped to it like I had not seen in a long time. He gave up 1 hit, 14 strikeouts, and 1 hit by pitch. I mean, 2 base runners. There were 2 base runners tonight, one of which was the first batter of the game. After the first batter of the game, he then went on to retire 22 of 23 straight hitters, John. I mean, this guy was, 21 of 22 hitters is what it is. But, I mean, either way, simply unbelievable. He struck out 14 kids in a 7-inning ball game. And by the way, you didn't allow any runs. And you allowed only 1 freaking hit. Unbelievable performance tonight from Henderson.
That hit came in the third inning by Tyler Micklitz, the pitcher for the Buffaloes. He believes he's the only man to reach base safely for the Buffaloes. Hit by a pitch to lead the game off. Got a single in the third, which was an announcer's jinx at the time being. Other than that, Buffalo struck out 14 times. An immaculate inning in the sixth. Henderson did it all on the mound. He had multiple innings. He had 3 strikeouts in the fourth. He had 3 strikeouts in the sixth. He had 3 strikeouts to end the game there in the seventh.
He retired the final 12 straight after Mikulich's single. He retired the final 12 straight batters, of which those 12 straight 10 were Ks.
10 were Ks. That's a dominant.
You don't talk about buckling down, right? That's again. It was. We watched the best player on the team make the best pitcher on the team tonight make minced meat of this Haltom lineup. He diced them. He sliced them. They had absolutely zero shot against him tonight. There's no other way to say it other than this was a complete domination from start to finish by Isaiah Henderson on the mound.
And what it does to a team like Haltom started off the season so hot. When we saw them at Arlington High School in the Dust Bowl game, they were hot. They were on fire. They couldn't do no wrong fielding, couldn't do no wrong hitting, and Micklitch seemed unhittable at that point against the Colts. Things have changed. Now the Buffaloes have fallen to 5-5 in district play. The tailspin, they're finding the cliff like Wile E. Coyote, and they're slowly falling off of it. Meanwhile, the Volunteers, magic number to make the playoffs is 2. And they can get those 2 wins next week versus the Vikings. And we'll be there to cover it. Zach on Productions will be there to cover it. Home and home with Lamar. After that, South Grand Prairie, if you beat Lamar, you make the playoffs. Everything else is just about seeding.
It certainly is. You know what? This team has had a great year thus far this year. I don't expect that to change. They're going to keep fighting hard. They're going to keep playing hard, and they keep putting the ball in Isaiah Henderson's hand. Good things are going to happen, John.
You have a lot of good things a lot of good things all the way around. You had Jackson Turner get a RBI single late in the game. He could have got credited with a big double, but the center fielder topped the ball to start the game. He had a big inning. He's had multiple RBIs. Christian Uribe had an RBI. He had 2 RBIs. One was on the error. One was on the single. Bats all the way around. We had some struggle parts in the lineup for the Volunteers, but other than that, batters came up. They did the jobs, fielding no errors from the Volunteers, and that's what you want to see out of a playoff caliber team. And when we talk about playoff caliber teams, John Wade Roofing, that's a playoff caliber team. That's
playoff caliber guy.
Playoff caliber guy. That's a championship winning guy. Let me tell you about John Sr. He was a championship man. He played for Arlington. He was the team MVP in 1976. He also played for UTA and TCU, earning all conference honors and conference champion honors. After his Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy that his company has built in the community for over 40 years. So next time you need roofing, gutter, painting, solar, and more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. The championship team of John Wade Roofing. They can tell you all about champions. Bowie Volunteers, they're looking to become district champions. Right now, the Colts are in first place. The Volunteers are tied with Lamar at second. Haltom's going to fall to 5-5 behind Bowie and behind Lamar, South Grand Prairie, looking for that 4th spot in the district playoffs. Tim, anything else you want to add before we call it a night here at Bowie High School?
Just a wonderful game, wonderful night for baseball, and man, I'm looking forward to that series next week. It's gonna be a dandy. This Volunteer team is a lot deeper than we thought it was. You know, the bats run a lot deeper. They put pressure on opposing defenses by putting the ball in play, and they don't strike out a lot. So great game tonight, all around effort from the whole team. Everybody did their part, and again, Isaiah Henderson, that was a domination.
Here from me and Tim, dominated the booth. I can't speak. I dominated so much up here on the mic. I done destroyed the chair. I tossed it behind me. Isaiah Henderson, he destroyed the Buffalo's hopes and dreams and something to 5-5 in district standings. But from us here at Bowie High School, make sure you turn into the rest of Arlington High Lamar as the Colts have an 11-0 lead. Last time I looked at the top of the 5th. Okay, make sure you stay tuned for next Tuesday. Bowie, Lamar, battle for second place. That's going to happen. Other than that, Thank you from Arlington. Thank you for me and Tim and all of us at Zach on Productions. Y'all have a good night.